Guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Mail. So for today, I'm going to go over this great email I was sent from a subscriber. This is from a guy, he's 27 years old. He owns his own business, doing very well for himself. And he shares his story, how 3 years ago, upon graduation of his girlfriend, she abruptly dumped him. Because guess what? Our guy here, not only was he not making enough money that, in her opinion, a guy dating her should, but also his work wasn't glamorous, even though he owned his own business. And so our guy here, who was already very ambitious, really, that would lit a fire into him to do well. And here we are 3 years later, and guess what? Karma has come back to bit her big time, and our guy's having the last laugh. And this story is a perfect example, guys, on many fronts here, many lessons here. Number one, I don't care what you do, what line of work it is. If it makes you happy, and you can make a good living doing it, do not care what other people think. There's always going to be somebody that's going to look down upon you. To hell with them. And I might add, a lot of these same people that might look down on you, especially people that have white-collar jobs and all that, guess what? It's likely one day their job will be replaced, in particular by AI, artificial intelligence. And you guys just keep moving on, and particularly for you guys that have a trade, blue-collar trade, something that's in demand, the odds are you're going to be okay for a long time. But people like that, they could easily be replaced and unemployed, and they may be looking for you for a job. And also another thing, guys, this is a very common thing you've learned. Not all, but a lot of women are not interested in your struggle. If you're a sharp guy working hard and you're making something yourself, a lot of them don't care about that. They want you when you are already making a lot of money, have a lot of success, have the status, all that. And those types definitely are not relationship material. If you're the relationship type, you want a girl that is with you by your side when you're struggling, when you're working hard, knowing full well that you'll get there. Now, yes, some might be playing the long game to benefit from that, but usually a good one will recognize good qualities in you and love you anyway while you're on your journey. Very important thing. And of course, karma is a B-I-T-C-H. So it starts off, says here, Dear SSM, I've been following your channel since 2022 and has been a great source of entertainment and knowledge. I found your channel shortly after my now ex-girlfriend ended it with me after she got a job at a large tech company. This story is yet another example that karma really does exist. A little about me. I'm 27 years old, and like you, I live in South Florida, born and raised. Another local. My ex, who I will call Megan, we went to school together. Her for computer science and me for business. We started dating when I was 21 and she was 20 years old. We had what I thought was a good relationship. Lots of fun, traveled, many mutual friends, etc., etc. She came from a more upper middle class family, while I came from a middle class family. During college, I always worked throughout the year, while she only did a summer internship. We were both pretty ambitious and do well, which I think drew us together. Okay, college relationship. Had a good time. Both of you are ambitious in different ways, but real life's going to come upon you, and real female nature. Well, ever since I can remember, I always had a summer job. I did yard work as a kid and eventually in high school worked for a local landscaping business. Even though it was hard work, especially in the summertime, I enjoyed being outside and working with my hands. Plus, it kept me in good shape and a good tan. After I graduated high school, I went to college for business with the idea of one day owning my own business. The owner of the landscaping company, Matt, liked me as I was always eager to learn and I was quite curious about the business side of things. He even said that one day I could own my own business. Well, cool, man, you had a mentor. That's what all young guys should have, that all need, quite frankly. And I like the fact, and I respect the fact, man, that you actually like doing the hard work outside. I mean, dude, I don't mind doing work outside too, but yard work and landscaping and all that in the summertime, that's a pain in the ass. That's tough work, man. I have great respect. I will not do any yard work between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m., 6 p.m., June, July, and August. There is no way. It's just too freaking hot and humid. But then again, I'm not used to the climate. But good for you. Well, my last year of college, the owner started scaling back his work as he was getting ready to retire one day. I asked him if I could work those residential properties on the side rather than them going to somebody else. He agreed, and with his guidance, I started my own small business, an LLC, and took on those jobs. Dude, that's awesome, man. Good for you. I know it was only a few properties, obviously, but it was for you. All the money went to you. Well, since I already had a truck, some basic equipment that I used at my house, and some cash to fund the rest, it wasn't too hard to get started. I worked hard and did a good job, and it was 8 properties, and that was fine during the school year, along with some of the other work I did for him. This is SSM. I'm sure you know how satisfying it is to work for yourself. I was 22 years old at the time, had my own business, and was starting to really think that I would want to do this as a full-time line of work. Well, bro, you enjoy doing it. You're familiar with it. You have a good mentor who obviously is scaling back his operation because he wants to retire. I guess nobody's going to take over it. So sweet. It's a good deal. Well, as proud as I was, the only one that wasn't too excited about my work was Megan. She didn't think it was too glamorous, but figured I'd drop it eventually for an office job. So she thought you were doing it on the side, and eventually, Miss High and Mighty Megan. Well, I graduated and immediately started working hard to get more jobs. Fortunately, through word of mouth and the fact that it was summer, the jobs started coming in. I was no longer working for the other company and left with Matt's blessing. Well, Megan had one more year to go, and even through most of the time things were good, I could definitely see a change in her attitude towards me and made it clear that I wanted to grow this into a successful landscaping company. Good for you, man. Obviously, you knew she wasn't loving that idea, and you were doing what you wanted to do, what made you happy, what you knew. Never, ever change your plans, what you want to do for a woman. Well, 1 year later, Megan graduated and was offered a job with the same company that she had an internship with. Although in 2022, many tech companies were slowing down hiring due to overhiring in 2020, she did get the job. To her credit, she was smart, loved what she did, and was ambitious. Unfortunately, her ambitious plans did not include a gardener boyfriend, as she called me. That's fucking insulting. Doesn't she understand that you're starting your own business, that the wealth ain't going to come in right away? You have to grow it, get clients through good work, word of mouth, and it will come? No, she's not interested in that. And she doesn't want to go, my boyfriend's a gardener. Like, bitch, I have my own fucking business. I'll be making more money than you in a few years. Well, by the time my landscaping business had grown enough, in that time period, I already had 1 employee and was making okay money. However, to Megan, she wanted a white-collar guy, not a gardener, so she broke it off with me. I'd say a good riddance. Don't let the door hit your butt on the way out. See? She had to have known how hardworking you are, how ambitious you were, that you were going to make a success of yourself. Nope. Didn't care. She wanted a certain guy with a certain image, that type of thing. And already after 1 year, obviously you'd grown. You said to yourself you already had an employee. It's only a matter of time before you have 2 employees, then 3, and then you get the point. Well, SSM, I'm not going to lie, it did hurt, but not as bad as I thought it would. I could honestly see the writing on the wall for a year, and frankly, I was so excited about growing my business into something big, I quickly put it out of my mind and focused on work. Good. That's what purpose will do. That's what happens, guys, when you find something you love and you're working at, especially to make an income out of. All of a sudden, girls aren't going to matter as much. But when you got nothing else going on for you and you make her your purpose, then your world is over if she breaks up with you, doesn't like you. See? Well, I quickly put her out of my mind and focused on work. It was about that time in 2022 that I found your channel and learned a hell of a lot. Maybe I was more bothered about the breakup than I was willing to admit, but nevertheless, the lessons learned from your videos definitely connected the dots on women. I learned that many do not care about where you are now, but want you when you're really successful and making great money. It's the ugly truth. Again, they're not all like that. And again, a good one, a good girl will be with you during the struggle and where you're on the way. Hopefully not trying to use you for your resources. But yeah, there are plenty like, nope, no thanks. I knew at the time that one day I would have a great success and make great money, but it would not happen overnight. I also learned about how so many guys that do blue-collar work are looked down upon, even if they make great money. Yep, I've done plenty of stories, guys. I know many have heard them about guys that were dumped because of that same reason. And down the road, they're doing great. So I made my mission to make this happen before I was 30 years old. I was 24 at the time of the breakup. Okay, that was 3 years ago. Well, let's see how he's doing fast forwarding time 3 years later. Well, moving ahead 3 years, my landscaping business has grown substantially. I now have 5 guys working for me and operate in 2 teams. On most days, I'll have 2 guys with me, and the other 3 guys will work other properties in the second truck that I purchased. Brother, that's some serious growth. Obviously, to go from having 1 guy, first you, then a year later was 1 employee, and now you have an additional 4 guys and a truck. Obviously, you've gotten yourself a shitload of business. That's what happens when you work hard and do a good job and get word of mouth and all that. And again, it's hard work doing that stuff, particularly in a hot climate down here. I have many residential and commercial properties that require all sorts of work. Mowing, trimming, gardening, planting flowers, bushes, trees, palm tree maintenance, you name it. There are plenty of wealthy clients that hate that kind of work. I like to think that I would have gotten this far in the last 3 years due to my work ethic, but to be honest, it was a giant F you to Megan. Well, I want you all to do well because you want to do well. But if it add some fuel to your fire to have a success as fast as possible as a giant F you to her, then so be it. I'm guessing you were probably working on Sundays and holidays and everything to do jobs and get good word of mouth and all that and it's paying off. That's great. Well, as for the part of the story that I know the community wants to hear, okay, here we go. A couple months ago, I heard through the grapevine that Megan had lost her tech job, due to, wait for it, AI. That's happening a lot. And anybody that lost their job to AI, I'm sorry for you. But to a chick like her, who was looking down on him as some fucking lowlife because he chose to do the line of work and he owned his own business, our guy is doing great, and she loses her fucking job to Skynet. Skynet replaced her. And now our guy here is doing a service, owns a company that people need. Believe me, down here, you got to freaking take care of your properties. According to some college friends who I've stayed in contact with, she hasn't found anything yet and has moved back home with her parents. Apparently, she didn't have much money left over to live on while looking for a new job due to her blowing all of it on the lifestyle. Well, that sounds like her, from what you described. Additionally, a boyfriend she had recently dumped her, but I didn't hear exactly why. Well, that'd be funny if he dumped her because of her attitude or because she no longer had that job or something like that. That'd be pretty. That's some serious karma. This is funny, dude. I'm waiting for you to tell me she is reaching out to you. I must admit that I had to laugh as she dumped me for not being good enough and being just a gardener. But now I own my own company and definitely make way more money than she ever made. Brother, you earned that laugh, and I'm sure your mutual friends, saw you laugh about it too. Ha ha ha. So SSM, this wasn't a long story, but it makes the point that karma does exist. If she wasn't so short-sighted and could see that I was going to make something of myself, she would at least be with a good guy during the low point in her life. Additionally, while she looked down on me for doing blue-collar work, my work is something that is needed while her job was replaced by Skynet. To all the guys out there who work hard every day, doing various blue-collar work, trade jobs, etc., don't let those people get you down. It may very well be the same people who will get replaced by AI and look into you one day for a job. Even though they sure as hell would do. A lot of these people would probably be, I don't know, any unemployment, anything else as long as they can before taking a job doing work that they think is beneath them. SSM, thank you for everything you do. I'll keep watching the shows to keep me sharp, and we'll keep working hard to grow my business. I'm not sure where you live, but if you need a gardener, definitely hit me up. Well, bro, I appreciate that. But I already have a gardener doing the stuff that I don't want to do, and he's an awesome guy, so I want to keep giving him the business. But if he goes away, I have your email. But, brother, that is awesome. Good freaking... You're 27. 27, bro. I'm so proud of you. I love a good story like this, a comeback story, an entrepreneur story. See, guys, this can happen. Okay? Capitalism has some flaws. I'm not going to deny that. But the positive, the good, vastly outweighs the flaws that it does have. And this is an example. Look what he's done for himself. He was good at something he did in high school and college as a job. He had that curiosity to see how it ran, wanted to do something for himself, took a chance, all that. And then hired an employee, and that guy has a job. And then other employees, they have jobs, and you can see the ripple effect here. It's great. Good for you, man. And I guarantee you're probably making more money than other people, And as time goes on, you'll probably have a third truck and a bigger crew and cover more area and things like that. That's great, man. Just keep doing a good job. Give honest work to your customers. Make sure your crew, when you're not with them, because obviously you're with one group of guys and the other group work on their own, make sure they stick to the quality that you expect. Don't tolerate any bullshit, You can be a good boss, but not a pushover boss. Because some people might see that you're young and try to take advantage of you, but seems like so far that hasn't been the case. And then that's that. And once you're done reinvesting money in the business, take those profits and if you haven't done so already, buy yourself a condo or a house, invest it. My God, do it while you're young. And there you go. And who knows? We'll see what happens down the road. And I wouldn't be surprised if you heard from Megan one day. That would be absolutely... Already you got the last laugh on this situation here, but to find out one day she reached out to you, that'd be the icing on the cake. And you know what? It's certainly possible because at the end of the day, they always come back. At least when things are going bad. And if she lost her job because of AI, unless she gets herself new sets of skills, it's going to be very tough for her. It's going to be tough for a lot of people. And I feel bad for the nice people that lost jobs because of that. But people that are a-holes and look down on those that like you, fuck them. But anyhow, bro, that's a great job. Really proud of you. Good freaking work. All right, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. Give this guy a shout out and congratulations for his success and hard work. And let him know it's appreciated. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.